Would you date somebody who's trans? Let's get into it. I always like to ask this question, would you date somebody who's trans? And I listed something or posted something on Instagram not too long ago talking about, like, do cis people date trans people? And I'm curious as to, why. I really am curious as to why, cis people wouldn't date trans people, right? And why, sometimes trans people don't even want to date other trans people, right? But, I just want to be honest, and I say this all the time. I have these trans clients who are wonderful. They are smart. They are business people. They are like beautiful inside and out. They are doing things. They are making things happen across this country. And I just don't understand, what keeps people from wanting to date them, right? And I can tell y'all, and I know for a fact, and it's like, cis people will date other cis people in a minute, right? That's not an issue. It's not an issue. But when it comes to, dating trans folks, I just don't understand it. Because the way I see it, these folks who are like extremely successful, who are good looking, who are smart and all the things, like they got their shit together, why would you not want to date them? I mean, what keeps cis men from dating trans women, fully transition or not? What keeps cis women from dating trans women, whatever that is, right? What keeps cis women from dating trans men, fully transition or not? Because, the way I see it, like, we're all people, right? No matter what. Like, at the end of the day, we all bleed the same. We're just people. That's who we are. So what keeps, cis people from not wanting to date trans people? I'm curious about that, right? Because I know that for me, I have some wonderful, loving, caring, successful, beautiful trans people that I work with across this country. And it just blows my mind when I can't find, matches for them just because cis people don't think they can date trans people. And I'm trying to figure it out. I just want to know, like, is there like a specific reason why you don't want to date a trans person? Because, and let's just talk about kids real quick. Because if you're saying, oh, I want to have my own kids, right? Not everybody, even cis, can have children, right? So people are adopting kids, people are using surrogacy, people are doing all these different things, like in this hetero world, in the cis world, to grow their families. So why is that so different in the trans world? So, I just want to know, what stops you as a cis person from wanting to date a trans person, right? And don't give me this bullshit about religion, because religion has nothing to do with this, right? If you can date another queer person, gay person, lesbian, non-binary, whatever that looks like, if you can date another person like that, why can't you date a trans person? And I'm not trying to judge y'all. I'm just trying to understand, like, what is the big deciding factor that keeps you from wanting to date a trans person? Because let me tell you, because I know for sure, because I get to work with them quite a bit, they have wonderful hearts. They are very kind and loving. They are smart, like I've said so many times, right? They are successful. They are good looking. I mean, they just have so much going for them. So what is the issue? I just don't understand it. So I just want to know from you guys. Tell me, comment if you like, because I want to know what keeps you as a cis person from wanting to date a trans person. Now you can say, oh, I'm a lesbian. You could be a lesbian, but some trans people are lesbians too. They're lesbians, they're bisexuals, they're pansexuals, they're mass presenting, they're femme presenting, all these different things. They're non-binary, right? So what's keeping you from wanting to date them, from wanting to be in a relationship with them? And I'm going to tell you, because, these folks are very successful. They're well-known people across the country, some of them. But yeah, it's like, I can't date them because, oh, this person was born. Well, I was born as a female, right? And I happen to continue to identify as a female, But if I was born as a female and in some point in my journey realize that, okay, this is not the person that I am, regardless of what the doctor said or what my parents labeled me as a child, I know that this is not who I am. So I'm going to transition to who I really am so that I can live in my truth. Then I would hope, and I really do say this, out of the kindness of my heart, that I would hope that someone would want to love me for who I am. Not for who, somebody thought I should be or what I could be, but for who I really am. So I'm just going to recap really quickly, because this is like a very passionate, topic for me, because I just don't understand it. I don't understand why we can't just accept people for who they are, and why we can't love them for who they are, and why, just because of, they use the word trans, that, nobody wants to date them or wants to be in a relationship with them. And I, y'all know when I say nobody, I don't mean everybody, but I'm just saying that it's like the most difficult search that I have to do. So I just want to know from you guys, would you date a trans person? And don't bullshit me, because I have these wonderful trans people that I'm trying to match across this country. And I want to find great people for them, people who will love them for who they are. So yes, comment, tell me, what the deal is, right? Because I want to know, I want to better understand, because what I see are people who are kind and thoughtful and generous and loving and caring, and who just want someone to love them for who they are. And I'm gonna tell y'all, being a Black woman, I feel that same way. I just want somebody to love me for who I am. I don't care that, what color they are, or what ethnicity they are, or whatever state or city they were born in. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is that they are accepting me for who I am and loving me for who I am. And that's what I see for trans people. They know who they are. They're not confused. So I'm looking for people who want to love them for who they are, who see them for who they are, and who, come to them and want to be with them in a way to where it's long lasting and it's meaningful, and, and wanting to build something with them. So let me just ask the question again. Would you date a trans person? And then the other question is, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you date somebody who knows who they are? Because that's who I want to date. I want to be in a relationship with someone who knows who they are, who can be genuinely who they are, authentically who they are. So let me just say this. If you haven't decided, or you can't decide the reason why, maybe there is no reason why.